take the time to figure out what it is. Now go back and get to work. She could have easily said that. Had she said that, I don't know what it would have done for me. I don't know if it would have taken me as long to come outside of my shadow, but it would have planted a seed of something that I could allow to cultivate in me and allow it to grow. So that reminded me of being in the interview when they were talking to me and they asked me, what is the most important thing that you teach? And the most important thing that we teach our children to see themselves. We teach our children to see things that they might not know is in there. We teach them to realize why they're here. So many of our children walk the halls of R.N. Harris and have no idea why they're here. They have no idea what they're created to do, and they don't feel like they're capable of anything. In the end, just like Mayor Bill Bell said, we've done a lot of dynamic things at R.N. Harris. We have some amazing children at R.N. Harris, but I don't even think we have scratched the surface of what we could do with our children if we take the time to see them and point out to them what they really have in them. And I have a student that everybody out here know, I'm not going to say his name, but I have a student that when he was in second grade, I would watch him, and he would be a class clown, he'd be silly, he'd play, but sometimes he'd be kind of chill and cool and by himself. But as I watched him, I realized it didn't matter what he was doing. If he's playing, if he's being silly, if he's being cool, people were following him. People were always around him. And one day he came up to me, he's like, Miss Jones, I just want to be by myself, and they won't leave me alone. That's that moment right there for me to take the time to point out what it is about him that he doesn't even know yet. So I did. I pulled him to the side, and I was like, you know what, you getting annoyed and it's bothering you, but what you don't know is that you were born with the ability to lead. It's nothing that you're trying to do. It is nothing that you have to think about doing. It was already in you when you were born. You're going to be a leader. It's up to you. You can choose to do with that for good, or you can choose to take that and do for bad. But regardless of what you do, you're going to lead. They can't help it. God gave you that in you to be a leader. So you have to, when that happens, if you're getting frustrated, just realize it's already in me. Whatever happens later on in your life, in the end, whatever you choose to do, you're going to lead. And I feel like that's what we have to do. That's what we've been called to do. We have children in front of us, not just in our classroom, but that walk around for 181 days. We have to walk circumspect. That means we have to pay attention to everything about them and point out to them things about themselves that they don't know. They might take it and be like, whatever, but that's that seed that is planted. That teacher that said that to me about the shadow twins, she don't know I still remember that. She don't know I still live with that, just like we don't know what the words that we say to a child by pointing out their capabilities and what they can do, what it will do to them. So I want to challenge us. Every summer we tell our children to read, read, read. I really want us to challenge ourselves to read, and not read a book, but to read ourselves. Examine ourselves as educators and really think about what we do on a daily basis. Challenge ourselves to see our children when they come through the hall. Not see the behavior, because there's always something behind the behavior. See them, who they really are. See what God has put inside them that they don't even know is in there. And challenge ourselves to point it out to them. Even when they're getting on our nerves. Point it out to them and highlight it and let them know that you have been put here for a purpose. There's something you're going to grow up and do. You might be playing now, but there is something you've been put here to do. And I want us to challenge ourselves this summer just to really push ourselves and think about what we can do different to be champions for our students. And before I close out, I want to say we have a powerful position. Our job is greater than any president. We stand in front of the future every day. And we have the ability to literally change their lives by the words that we say to them. Children that might not believe in themselves, the things that we say can literally change their existence. So I'm going to share with you a poem that I wrote earlier in the year. And I've done it twice, but I've never told the story behind the poem. I was leaving my classroom one day, and I was walking out, and I stopped at the gym, and I looked in the glass, and Mr. Jackson was in there coaching the soccer team. Mr. Jackson ain't know nothing about soccer. He had never done that before, but children had come to him and asked him about a soccer team. He could have said no, with all right, I don't do soccer, I don't do that. He Googled the basics of soccer. He went to YouTube to find videos about soccer. And then he coached a successful soccer team. And they enjoyed a year, they built their confidence, and they ended up feeling like they had something that they were a part of. But anyway, on the way home from seeing him in the gym, literally this poem came to me. So sometimes I'm not a poet, but I feel like poems are given to me in inspiration. But it's called What Have I Done? What have I done? Honestly, have you ever looked at another and it caused you to wonder, whoa, what have I done? Truly outside of my norm, outside of the task I usually perform. What have I really done? Have I challenged myself to reach outside of myself, to think beyond and do for more than just myself? I thought I did, until I got to witness it. I see myself witness it, to actually experience it. Someone doing and things getting done. I'm left to ask, are you the only one? Don't pass the buck, excuse, beg, or ask, just fulfill the task. Even without the time, even without a dime. Choose, do, repeat, and rewind. Because when I step outside of myself, my selfish shell of myself, I have yet to become what I could become, to do more than I've simply done. If it is comfortable, if it is convenient, if it is my ability and confidence to achieve it, it benefits none. The challenge is to become what another needs me to become, so that he or she has the opportunity to become more than they ever imagined they could become. It's not about me. It never was. Stop seeing just the job because you do a disservice. You neglect the purpose. This child, yes, child, young one, it is about you. So the question is, what would you have me do? I would like us to challenge ourselves this summer to really think about what it is our children need from us. Yeah, they need a teacher. Yeah, they need curriculum, but they need more than that. They need somebody to see them for who they really are and show it to them, because some of them don't know. And I feel like if we do that, our inheritance is everything. But we could be so much higher. We could truly soar if we really champion our children. Thank you.